your shame, you know you wear it inside. Run away with all your lies, run away in your disguise, you know you don't fool me. You blame me for your boredom, you blame me for your pain.
Well, hello there, it's Paul Mash TV time, and I'm Paul Mash, of course, and we're glad to bring you yet again another episode, and we want to thank you for all your feedback. It just keeps getting better all the time. And if you're one of those that still hasn't had a chance to do that yet, don't worry about it. There's plenty of ways you could do it. If you're watching us on Facebook right now, just click on that subscribe button right there. And you can also comment on the interview in question on the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. You can always do the email. That's pmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And you can use that for fan mail, but you can also use it to be on the show, like if you're a solo artist or a band. And we'll see what we can do there. And go to facebook.com/PaulMashTV. You feel free to like the page and join in on any conversations there. And also on Instagram, follow me there at instagram.com/PaulMashTVOfficial. And if you missed any of that, don't worry about it. We have a closing credit screen. All that will be revealed again to you. So we hope to hear from you soon. Right now we have Annie Rost. She's from Schellenberg, Texas. Very talented country musician, and we were glad to have her on the show, and I think that you'll like this lady too. So we'll get to that in just a moment, but first, here's a quick sponsor, Click Jam. Don't go away.
Does anyone know where Lou is? Anyone? Let's jam.
We're fabulous, nobody's doing for the crushed and the broken hearted. We're fabulous, nobody's doing 'cause we can and we just got started. Come on and bang.
Well, hello everybody, and time for interview time again, and we have Annie Rost from Schellenberg, Texas. Thanks for joining us, Annie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you. I know we've been trying to get you on the show for a while, and I'm glad that you finally made it.
I'm sorry. It's been radio tour and da-da-da, blah, blah. So
Yeah, well,
your day.
that's good. I like to ask this question a lot, because everybody obviously has their own story. But why don't you tell me a little story about how you decided you wanted to become a musician? I'm sure it's an interesting story.
It kind of isn't. I wish it was. I wish I had this awesome, fun story to tell. There's not much. I have been like this. I tell everybody like a closet singer. Nobody knew. My whole life I would sing, like I sang like my press kit and stuff that I would sing on the hood of my dad's Cadillac to like my cats and the dog. And when my parents would go out to eat, I would sing in the living room and nobody knew. And then just 3 years ago, maybe, like somebody found out that I like to sing and play guitar, and they asked me if I would do a little opening for their store. And I live in a very small town, and so I was like, oh, only if you put me in the very back outside. And she literally did put me outside in the back of the building. Somebody heard, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. So basically, I don't have much of a story. I wish I did, but I wish I could say I was singing since I was a fetus, and I went on all these talent shows and I sang at church, but I haven't. It's been really like secretly in my house thinking that I wasn't so great of a singer. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that's still a good story in itself. So,
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Well, why don't you tell me about some of your influences? I mean, I know you're a country musician, so I'm sure you have a lot of influences in country music.
Yeah, it's like I grew up in the country. My family on my dad's side is kind of musical, and I would like go over and sit on the floor and strum guitars with my family. So it's really strong country gospel influence. And since I grew up with country, it's kind of how it formed me. But in my mind, I'm like a rocker and I kick stuff over, and that's what I like to do. And so then as I got older, I learned about Carole King, who, as you know, is like so amazing and awesome. And I feel like my range is kind of close to her range. I'm not saying I am comparable to her by any means, but I can relate to her vocally. So I really, really started getting into Carole King and learning some of her songs and her style. And so she kind of started influencing me over the last couple of years now. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, was there anybody else in your life that influenced you besides Carole King?
Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of Dolly Parton, as you always hear, because she was such a businesswoman and a strong businesswoman. So you would always be like that. Loretta Lynn, growing up when I was this kid, it was like, Loretta Lynn, all I got to do is just drive to the radio station and play them a song. And, I want to be her. I got to do, and actually she influenced me almost to co-write a song that's on my album now. I went to see her playing in a festival. Her granddaughters opened up for her. And they had a song that they said they have coal dust in their veins. And that lyric like always stuck with me. And then when I went to Nashville, I co-wrote a song with the guy, Zach Malloy, who is the founder and lead singer of the Nixons. That's kind of like Red Hot Chili Peppers 90 alternative band. He's a writer for Warner Brothers. So we co-wrote a song together. My dad had a metal business manufacturing company. He's passed away. And I said, I want something with that, something metal and whatever. And so we wrote a song called Strong as Steel. And there's a line in there that says, I've got metal running through my veins. So I like to say, like, she's influenced me also, even though it was her granddaughters that were out there. But, there's not a lot of women country singers out there. So it's really hard, to make
Right. Even the ones that are, they're the legends, like the ones you had just mentioned. So,
yeah, it's the ones that kind of I just saw, not really having the internet or things because I'm old, like growing up. It was only what was on the radio. Obviously, it would be those kind of people, Carole King and Dolly Parton and the Judds and all those kind of people, And the Judds are good too because they're bluesy and rock kind of, and I really dig that too. So yeah, I think those were probably the main ones.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell me about, as far as your music goes, do you have any albums? I mean, I'm sure you maybe have one or two that you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, so it's my first one. We just, released it. You can, the whole album is about to be up like on all the, iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff where you can download it. Right now, we've only released 2 songs to Texas radio. Like Texas radio is a little different. You only release a song at a time. So there's for sure 2 you can download, or you could get the whole album off the website if you're interested in it. So there's, oh gosh, I should know this, 10, 11 songs on the album, I guess. And they're kind of a collaboration between 2 groups of people I've worked with. There's 5 of them came from Zach Malloy out of Nashville and Warner Brothers. And there's another group that came from some of my bandmates who are kind of legendary in their time out of Austin, Texas. So together, so it's kind of interesting because I when people listen to it, I wonder, do they know which one came from Nashville and which one came from, does it sound like, country music in Nashville and like, I was in a closet in Austin on this side, like, do they know? I don't know. But so yeah, it's been kind of interesting putting all that together.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll be looking at it on those digital platforms you just talked about.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm sure people will love that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you another question too. We're getting ready to watch a video from you in just a moment. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and if there's a story behind that?
Yeah, so the video, we had a big CD release party to like release the full CD because the whole town, even though I'm nobody in the scheme of things, thinks like I'm famous and I travel around and I have a limo and a tour bus, which is opposite. I have my mom's Fiat and like wherever she takes me. So it's been totally opposite. So anyway, they were like, I said, well, we're going to have a CD release. I might as well release it to the town. The band comes, we play the full album, they can buy merchandise, whatever. So we had a film crew there, like videoing us. And it was just kind of some of the highlights and what was going on that night. We just made it into like a little music video. So it's kind of our first try at it. And so we came up with that.
Okay, and what's the title of the song?
So it's called Wrong Kind of Love. Yeah, it was co-written by Zach Malloy and Glenn Campbell's kids, son and daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a song that's kind of like in today's times is kind of crappy, and there are mean people out there that are always cheating and lying, like we kind of talked about before. And this song is kind of like, dude, don't be mean. Like, you know, you get what you receive, and don't have your hand out. Or, you know, I think in the most part, people are kind and want to help others. But when you're approached by somebody like that, it just brings negativity and it's all bad. So if you could just stay cool and true to your heart, but you know, then again, everybody's got to kind of participate in it. You can't just be the one that gets used. So, you know, and that's how I perceive the song. It's interesting because my mom, when we recorded it, she's like, well, that's about a guy, and the girl says, you know, I love you, and the guy is like, whatever. And I was like, really? Like, oh my God, like, I just recorded this, I should know what this song is about. But she took it a totally different way than I took it. So apparently, or obviously, people take it how they want. But in the scheme of things, it's have a good heart, you know.
Okay. Well, we'll be watching that in just a moment, as I said, but I think that's about all I can think of for right now. Annie, we appreciate you being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And maybe one day we'll have you back sometime.
I
if
hope
you
so,
want to.
yeah. Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's watch that video from Annie Rost, and we'll be back for that, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Not all love's created equal. Depends on where you're coming from. When your pride is in the picture, good intentions come undone. It's the wrong kind of love when it's just you